Assalamu alaikum. My talk today is about a topic that will interest you, and I think that it will add to your understanding of the nature of why we put on earth and why heaven is created as a abiding life for us. I'll start with the dua. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajeem. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Ar-rahmanir rahim. Maliki yawmiddin. Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Ihdinas siratal mustaqim. Siratal ladzina an'amta alayhim ghayril maghdubi alayhim waladdallin. Ameen. Ashhadu la ilaha illallah wahdahu la sharika lahu. Ashhadu anna Muhammadan rasulullah. So, this life is but a mirage. We think that we want to have sex with as many women and men as possible while we're young, and then settle down and marry and have a family. But that is our nature, that we do desire this, but it is not meant to be done. It is a test for us. Our thinking is also a test for us, and if we indulge ourselves, it will cause turmoil in us. And death will result, abortions will result, and you will die in spirit as well. And these things are in the human nature to desire sex with many, but it is not to be done. It is a test for us. God is testing us with these thoughts and with these desires in us. And those who abstain and know that it is in the hereafter that these things occur with men, and it is in the Quran as well that they are virgins, or the women are there who are unprecedented, and men as well, in the sense that they haven't had a precedence in touch. So you see, all these depictions of heaven are there for us in the Quran. And this is the first religion that really talks about it in detail, that it is a sensuous heaven. It is not a heaven that is just in spirit like some Christians say, but it is a physical heaven by this sensuality and love, and you are with the ones that you love. So don't be a prude, in other words. If you think that you want sex in this world and you want sensuality in this world, and you're not supposed to have it according to the law of God on us from the Quran and from the Old Testament, that do not go close to fornication, and to keep the sexes to keep apart, and things like fornication and adultery are punished by law. So it is in this context that you have to understand that this world is a test for us, and if we pass the test by abstaining in this world, then we will have heaven where there is love and there is relationships in marriage type, where it is permitted, and it is under the direction of God that who you go to see and who you bed with and so forth. There is freedom there, and you can move about and choose the one that you wish to have a relationship with, but it is under the direction of God that this happens. So this world is a test. Just remember that you're supposed to abstain up here, and you're supposed to obey the law. And God is a loving God, and He wants to give us things, but first He wants to see who's the best in conduct and who's the best in following His law. And then the heaven will be commensurate with the person's deeds. Person whose deeds are good and who abstained in this world and followed the law, they will have a better heaven than those that indulge themselves here. And you know, heaven is better than the world. Just remember that. If you have love and sensuality in this world, heaven is much more. And fornication does not cause love, it causes hate in you. And there's hatred and there is crime that results from it. And it is not an act that is permitted by God. God permits only loving relationships and marriage in this world. And that's what we have to do. And that's what the Muslim mindset is, that they have to marry and have children and have a family and have grandchildren, and then pass on and go to a permanent home. And so this is something about the background of our nature in this world. And there are things that I'm going to talk about that you would find surprising to you, that heaven is depicted in such sensuality and love. But there was a reason to abstain from too much knowledge coming forth at the time of the Prophet, though there are many hadiths that talk about sex and marriage in the hereafter, and how that a virgin is recreated a virgin after the sex act, and so forth. You will have children there as well, and you will have families, and you will have a living that is far better than the living in this world. There will be no evil there at that time, and you will have love abound, and you will be with the ones that you love. So if you abstain from the sex crimes in this world, you'll have the unprecedented love and touch and the bedding or the coupling in the next world. And Prophet Muhammad has talked about this in the Hadith extensively, and it is in the Quran also, these words that talk about virgins or women who have been unprecedented and kept apart for men to have forth in marriage or in the love act, because everything is permitted there, but here it is restricted. Here you're in a cage and you're not allowed to indulge yourself, while there you will have freedom and there will be no evil in you. So just remember to wait for heaven. And this world is a test, like I said, and you have to abstain, and God is severe in this matter. He threatens you, He cajoles you, He promises you heaven in the Quran, but at the same time, His grip is severe in this world. I'm going to read the Quranic verse in Baruch, chapter 85. Surely the grip of thy Lord is severe. Surely He it is who creates first and reproduces. He is the forgiving, the loving, the Lord of the throne of power, the glorious, doer of what He intends. So this is our Creator. His grip is severe in this world. Do not break His law. If you break His law, you will be punished, and you won't have these rewards in the hereafter. Your good deeds are your rewards, and your rewards are your partners in the next life, and your children up there. Those will be fruits up there. And I'll read some more Quranic verses from Surah Rahman, that chapter 55, verse 46 onward. I won't read the whole section because it's fairly extensive. But as for him who fails to stand before his Lord are two gardens. Which of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Full of varieties. Which one of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Therein are those restraining their glances, whom no man nor jinni has touched before them. Which of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? As there were rubies and pearls. Which of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Is the reward of goodness aught but goodness? So you see, this is referring to the men, but the Quran was revealed to the men, and that's why it was referring to them. There's a reason for the language, because men are the lawgivers, and it is to them that the Quran was referring to primarily, so that they would give the law structure to women and children in their house and in their communities. So, but it takes two to couple, and it also takes this understanding that Prophet Muhammad was asked about this, that why by a woman, why is it only for men that their sexual pleasure is promised in the hereafter? And he said it is something similar for women. So this is a hadith that is considered to be correct by us. So men and women both will have pleasures in the next life. And some things are made up that men will have 72 Huranan or beloved wives in the Hadith structure, but those who are martyrs, because these things are misconceptions that have been created from Hadith that are not actually accurate. So it goes on to say, and besides these are two other gardens, which of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Inclining to blackness, which of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Dear and goodly, beautiful ones, which of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Pure ones confined to pavilions, which of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Before them, man has not touched them, nor jinni. Which of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Reclining on green cushions and beautiful carpets. Which of the bounties of your Lord will you deny? Blessed be the name of thy Lord, the Lord of glory and honor. So you see, sensuality is depicted up here. And this is what a Muslim aspires for. He aspires for heaven. And this is a promise in the Quran to us that these rewards are there for those who are pious and abstain in this life. And this is for your culture to know that now that fornication has become rife and, these things are occurring commonplace with the pill and with the contraceptives and the abortions that you do. These is a promise for you, for those who abstain. Do not commit fornication here. You will have the pleasure of the unprecedented touch in the next life. Surah Waqia says something similar, that you are of three sorts, this chapter 56. So those on the right hand, how happy are those on the right hand? And those on the left, how wretched are those on the left? And the foremost are the foremost, those drawn nigh to Allah, in gardens of bliss, a multitude from amongst the first, and a few amongst the later times. They will have their drink, they are not affected with headache thereby, nor are they intoxicated, and fruits that they choose, and flesh of fowl that they desire. So you see, animals are there as well. And beautiful, pure ones, like hidden pearls, a reward for what they did. And therein there will be no vain or sinful talk. And there will only be peace. And the saying will only be peace, peace. And those on the right hand, we have created them a new creation. So we have made them unprecedented, loving equals in ages. For those on the right hand, a multitude from amongst the first and a multitude from amongst the later times. So try to be amongst the Sabiqun or the foremost, and try to do good deeds, and try to be amongst the first of those who submit to God and who obey Him and do not commit fornication and do not commit sex crimes and do not kill their children. And you will have a paradise that is far better than what can be in this world. What is in this world is nothing but a mirage. It's hatred, these sex crimes that you do for you. And it is a tempt from God. He tempts you in it. He gives you leeway. If you do it, you will be punished for it. And it is a sadness and forlorn state that you will have, and in the hereafter you will go to hell for reformation. So these are the depictions that there will be a multitude from amongst those of later times. So let's be at least of those of the right hand, I say to you here, and be of those of the who will be unprecedented in touch, loving and equal. And this is some depiction that I have of heaven for you. And the depictions somewhat are taught to me personally by Allah and the Prophet as well, in dream communication that I have, that you will sing love songs to your beloved. There will be a permanent one who is attached to you, a beloved, that is your soulmate, that will be with you forever. And others will come and go in your life. And for her too, you will learn this way, and you will understand more things from different partners that you have for all eternity. and animals will be there, and they will have intellect too, and they will have the ability to understand God like we understand God in this life. And children will be born there, they'll be like flowers to us, beautiful flowers created out of love, and it is a reward for those who do good deeds. So all these depictions of heaven are there, and the greatest joy of us that we will have companionship of God and we will do His bid there. And He will be a companion for us as we travel about the universe with Him, and He will teach us things, and He will guide us, and there will be no evil there. Up here it's the structure of evil, so He doesn't come to you here. And in this world it's a test, like I said. But there He will be in loving embrace with you, and He will guide you. Each one individually will travel forth in a journey with Him for all eternity, unend with us. So just remember, heaven is far better than anything on earth, and you have to abstain if you want it here, not but there. And there is hell for those who do indulge themselves here in sin and fornication and adultery and so forth, other crimes and other sins that are mentioned in the books by us. So follow the law structure of the Quran. The Old Testament law is similar. Be careful of the law and be observant that your Creator has might over you. He just gives you leeway in this world in order to test you, to see who's the best submitted to Him. Jazakallah.